Hi. Welcome to our show.
Well, hi, everybody!
Coming to you somewhat live and semi-weekly from the Quad M World headquarters located in Helena's scenic North Valley. It's the Quad M Show. Here are your hosts, TJ and Jason.
As I'm often want to do, we'll go ahead and give some love back to the folks that are giving us love. I would like to thank 3 more new friends on Facebook that are following and liking us on the old Book of Face over at facebook.com/QuadMComics.
Okay.
I want to thank Dan Feldmeyer. He was the colorist I told you about. He's done some work for Brian Polito over there with the Lady Death comics and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So he's friended us on there. He's hanging out and checking us out. Cynthia Waters, Kara Spurl, and Michael. And again, I'm going to butcher this, and I feel bad because he's a friend of Derek's. So Michael, don't judge too harshly when I try to pronounce Kuzminovsky.
What?
I'll say Kuzminovsky, the last name on there. Michael Kuzminovsky.
Kuzminovsky.
See, I think that was a fair enough assessment.
Kuzminovsky.
Yeah, there we go. And all you folks checking
Say it like
in.
a Russian. It comes off the tongue better.
Well, I just got done watching Rocky 4. So I'm all about the... I can't do Ivan Drago. It's going to sound just like...
Kuzminovsky, I will break you.
Thank you. Okay. I'll let you do it. Because I'm still... go for it. Hey, Paulie, I'm going to go kick the Ruski's ass.
Right.
Go for the one in the middle, Rock. Yeah. I always forget just how fucking good those movies are. I'll sit there and I'll get all fucking, oh my god, Adrian's in a coma. Oh, she woke up. Oh, she told him he could fight and just win. Hey.
Yeah.
I sent a text to a friend. I says, I think Apollo's gonna win this time. He's really kicking Rocky's ass. And thank you all you folks that are stopping by, visiting, and checking us out. Of course, the home base here in Helena, Montana, Boardman, Oregon, Washington, D.C., Clifton, New Jersey. Hi again there out there in Clifton. And Boardman, you both are kind of quasi-semi-regulars. Garnett, Kansas, Dallas, Texas, Cleveland, Ohio, Seattle, Washington, Union City, California. Hey, Derek! And San Antonio, Texas, Independence, Missouri. That's how they pronounce it. There's Missouri.
Missouri?
Yeah. Laurel, New York, San Diego, California, Brooklyn, New York, Salt Lake City, Utah, Albany, New York, Butte, Montana, Boise, Idaho, Missoula, Montana, Sydney, Australia, East Orange, New Jersey, Lakeland, Florida, Steamwood, Illinois, and Menlo Park, California, and of course, lest I forget, all of our international bots. Me howdy.
Me howdy.
To each and every one of ye. And there we go. Thank you to each and every one of you guys. Bless your pea-picking hearts for stopping by and giving us a listen. Yay us. When I look at all the cities in there, it's like, wow. We're actually... It would appear we're actually getting more than 4 listeners at a time.
Worldwide.
That's nice. Yeah, we're worldwide, baby. We're large and in charge. Hopefully one of these days we'll get enough listeners that someone will say, these guys are inappropriate, and Apple will try to shut us down.
Well, you know what? Let them try. I don't really give a fuck what Apple says. That's why there's the Quad M website, so don't have to deal with Apple,
Exactly. There's still Quad M's, there's still Stitcher, there's still all the other various venues you can go and give yourself a listen. So yeah, Apple, you don't own me. You just own everything else in the fucking world.
And your software sucks sometimes.
Sometimes. I honestly got to admit, I don't think I own any fucking Apple products.
I don't. I know I don't.
I'll use the iTunes. I'll use some of the programs. But as far as like all of my phones and tablets, they're all iOS. They're all Android.
Yep.
The Kindle, the tablet I use for the show, the Galaxy, it's all Android.
Uh-huh. Because Android's better. Duh.
Yeah, and half the fucking price.
Yeah. Duh.
Duh. There you go. Smart Shop. Or
Shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
That's right. Shop Smart. Listen to the Quad M Show. Fucking shopping.
On your Android devices.
Shopping Consumer Reporting Network. On all of your Android devices. And PC. As well as PC. Don't forget PC.
Yeah.
Because then that way they're not using Mac. So good, sir. As we get into it and start our usual weekly banter of judgment. How was the week, good sir?
Oh, fucking busy. I'm pretty much wore out. I'm glad today was easy. And tomorrow's going to be nappy time, so there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
They finally give you a day off to where you can crash and burn for a little bit at least.
I have today and tomorrow off.
Oh, okay.
I was like, you gotta take the one day you have to do your running around town and getting that shit done.
All your to-dos, yeah, exactly. And then your one day of actual rest.
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you there. Me, I'm an itchy motherfucker, and it's not the crabs.
Good.
You'd be proud of me. I was actually out of doors quite a bit this week.
Really?
And nary a tan nor a burn to show for it.
Right?
Although, well, I don't know. The legs are kind of a little pinkish, maybe.
I was noticing I am significantly browner than you.
Oh, yes. Yes, no, you are. I noticed that when I came over and dropped off the issue of Enigma Forte after I came back from Boise. I was like, holy shit. Bert's got himself a little toasty.
Yeah.
No, well, it was kind of one of those deals where, over the past week or so, made a friend and went out on a date on Thursday.
Oh, someone's making you go outside in the sun.
Hey, I'm all for it. I've always said I would go out more if there was someone to be out there with, just because of my visual issues.
Yeah, and your fear of pooping in the woods.
No, it's not a fear. Episode 13, kids.
Still rolling with that one.
That's a callback over 100 episodes ago, and still fresh as a daisy. That joke is. Just look it up under Portland recap number 13. No, it's not a fear. It's just lack of experience. Is what that boils down to. But that's okay. I'll bring a belt, homemade crap strap.
Crap strap.
Yep.
Here you go.
But no, I would be all about going and hitting the trails and going up to Mount Helena's and packing a firearm in case there was a fucking mountain lion running loose in Mount Helena that they keep reporting that there is.
Oh, yeah. One scrangy little mountain lion, yep.
It's sickly. Because all you've been eating is squirrels. Squirrels and rabbit.
Yeah, that's how they live, though.
Yeah, well, yeah. See, that's after listening to Joe Rogan, that's how you know that what's the intermittent fasting works. Because, all the nature's critters, They have intermittent fasting.
Yeah, they don't do it on purpose, though.
Well, yeah, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not a lifestyle choice. It's just how it is. But no, so there was like this little hiking thing that was going on over out in Remini.
Okay.
For you kids that aren't too savvy with the Helena area and how it operates, it's about 8 miles west of Helena here. You take yourself a nice little drive, hang a left, and then all of a sudden it's John Denver Country Roads, take me home. I used to have a friend that lived up there when I was in high school, and I hadn't really been up there in quite some time.
Right. How far up did you go?
About 4 miles. It was the 10-mile picnic area.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't realized they had fucking paved it that far up there.
Yeah, that was just, they paved all the way up to the town of Remini here like a couple of years ago.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, they've been working on it for quite some time.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay. Yeah, because see, my buddy actually lived in the town of Remini. That was his little hovel there, was actually in the town of Remini. So.
Yeah, my buddy lives about another 4 or so miles past Remini up the mountain.
That's the one that's like off the grid. And,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Right on. Yeah. So no, that totally struck me as quite a bit of amazing that there. But yeah, it was so funny because my friend, we talked about that, and I says you gotta know. I mean, yeah, I hit the treadmill. Yes, I do yoga. Yes, I work out. But I learned a lesson from a previous friend a while back. who took me on a hike up Mount Helena. And I think I was maybe a quarter of the way up, and I was just fucking dying. I'm sweating all over everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, just go, leave me, just go, I'll make it. I'm like the fucking the private that just got his legs blown off, and they're like, no man left behind, just go, save yourself. So she finds this the deal on Facebook, and is this light enough for you? And it was like a little, mile and a half type of loop-de-doo around, one little bit of an incline, but for the most part it flattens out. I'm like, yeah, I'm totally good with this. Let's fucking do it. I'm good. And so we went, and as you see me, I'm continuously itching various spots because obviously the
You
skeeter.
forgot bug spray.
The skeeters got me. The skeeters got me good. But no, I mean, it was, nice hike, nice quality hike. Really nice gal, and then hopefully there's a second date, but, tomorrow was promised to no one, so, we'll just play it all by ear there. But go up and around. I think we made it like maybe 2/3 to 3/4 of the way into it. And then, how we were talking about just all the fucking snow and all the melting and all the flooding and all the thises and the thatses. Well, as we walked by one portion, there was a spot where all of this water had pooled. Which, okay, Mosquito, we call that Mosquito Valley. And come up and around and do the bend and this and that and all the thing. And then we get to where it just becomes this, like, flat plain, for a good 100 yards, 150 yards, right? And start walking, and as we're walking on the trail, all of a sudden, start sinking. And sinking a little bit lower, sinking, and it's like, oh, well, okay. So the guide says, all right, well, let's try going off trail. All right, so we start pushing down the grass with our feet as we're walking, and the grass really wasn't helping. It was just kind of slowing down the sinking a little bit, but not all that great. So that was, all right, well, let's just go ahead and go back. So then, the hike ended up being a little bit longer than what it was, but it was still, we just, just kind of made our own loop of circling back and coming back around. So, but all in all, fun time was had. Huh. And then yesterday, Friday, a good friend of the show, Jamie Bronson, is back in town.
Okay.
Because he comes back once a month to do work and all that type of stuff. So, as you know.
Goddamn motherfucker, we got a picnic going on. Come on out, it's free food, free booze. Get your ass on out here, motherfucker.
Like, okay, free food, free booze, okay. And so we were here again out at what's known locally as Canyon Ferry Lake, specifically the Chalet Pay site. And yeah, I think we were there for probably about, 3 or 4 hours. And during that time, you're kind of doing the intermittent munching in the beginning, followed by barbecue provided by a local caterer, and TJ had way too much to fucking eat. and I said this off air to you, but I was actually quite glad and thankful that you were too tired to record last night on our regular Friday night sojourn, because I was in no shape to fucking do a show in any way, shape, or form. I think I got home, I made it about a half hour, and I was out like a light.
Isn't getting old fun?
I really have nothing to look forward to until I can start getting those senior citizen discounts,
Yeah,
Get my 10% off at the IHOP. Now that they call it the IHOP.
The IHOB.
The IHOP. I can't tell that fucking joke anymore, too, the bastards. Changing their name like that.
IHOB, are you serious?
Yeah. You haven't seen any of those commercials, huh? Yeah.
No.
Change the P to a B, because now we're the International House of Burgers. So we can be like everybody else.
Yay.
Now you can identify us for shitty burgers instead of shitty pancakes. Yay. Although I hear in other major markets, the IHOP is actually decent, as opposed to the one here, which is just the absolute total drizzle and shits.
Huh. I think I've maybe been there once for like a breakfast or something with family. I don't even remember it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's called memory repression
Yeah.
from horrible experiences. Normally, restaurants, what I'll do is I'll give the 3 strikes and you're out rule. That is the only restaurant where I gave it the 2 strikes and you're out. Because it was so bad both times. The only reason I ever went a third time was because an ex-girlfriend of mine, her sister, really, really, really wanted to go. And normally you can talk them out of it, but her sister had the Down syndrome. And that's the thing about those with Down syndrome, is once the mind is made up, it's made up. And you are not changing that mind for anything. So it was, yes, okay, we will go to the IHOP. And of course, the fucking pancake, you try to fucking, put your fork in it and lift off a bite, and it just fucking peels back like the fucking lid of a tin can. Like, yeah, this is great. This is lovely. All right, so we've shit on Apple, we've shit on IHOP. Do we have any other companies that we want to love to?
We'll say Taco John's for next week.
What, you don't like Taco John's?
I do like Taco John's, but the last 2 times I went there, they fucked up the order both times. And it really irritated me. Like, how are you supposed to have your potato olays without any nacho cheese?
I believe that would be called heresy.
Heresy, correct. And they committed the sin of heresy twice in a row.
Blasphemer!
Right. All right.
All those dumb bastards. No, you know why I kind of gave up on Taco John's was because back in the day, you could get like a fucking large order, and it would be a large order. Now, your large order is really about the size of that fucking mouse right there.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but if you're making me fucking pay large price for small-sized order, you can go fuck yourself.
Right. Yep. And then, like, their sodas are, like, ridiculously large.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing I'll say about the Taco John's. They don't cheap out on the soda, because a medium at the Taco John's is like the fucking large at other places, and then the large Taco John's, you're like, this is fucking diabetes in a bucket. Yay.
Does that come with insulin, good sir? No, well, ironically enough, speaking to that, I had an actual quality, a good fuck up that happened with my fast food dining the other day.
Okay.
Because I was bringing the rig in to get the oil changed, so I decided to take my chances and stop at the McDonald's.
Right.
Which I don't understand how in the hell they get such a fucking high volume. Like, 12:30, 1 o'clock. The shit is so backed up. I get that it's lunch hour, but you go to any other spots around in that area, like the Burger King or the Taco Bell or whatever, and you can still get in and out of there inside in minutes, as opposed to actually having to fucking plan your day around the McDonald's drive-thru. But whatever, I digress. So I'm in there, and I usually, I get my usual order. I just say, okay, double quarter pounder, meal, medium, Coke. Okay, thank you very much.
Number 3.
I don't know what number it is. I don't know.
Oh, wait, number 3 is double quarter pounder.
That's why I said double quarter pounder.
Yep,
I thought the double was number 4.
It's number 3.
I don't know. I just
had one tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just tell them, because if I say a number, I guarantee. Someone got pissed at me once because I posted a meme that said, the gal's hanging her head outside of the window with her little McDonald's visor.
Right.
And it just says, "Welcome McDonald's. How can I fuck up your order today?" And there was actually some fucking heat that I got from people on that. I'm like, man, number one, you need to fucking just cut back and learn how to fucking laugh. Oh, those people who work hard for a living. I'm like, whatever. Just learn how to fucking laugh.
Here's the one thing I'll say about the McDonald's is somehow in the McDonald's drive-thru, Helena drivers can do a perfectly executed, timed, smooth zipper merge.
Yeah.
But out on the interstate, these fucking assholes can fucking... Oh.
Maybe
you know what I'm saying, don't you?
Oh, I know exactly what you're saying. Oh, yes, I do.
You'll be going down the interstate preparing for the zipper merge, and all of a sudden, what the fuck are you assholes doing?
Don't let me to get over, fucker.
It's just like the McDonald's drive-thru. Get your shit together.
Only just a little bit faster.
Yeah, slightly.
A little bit. So anyways, when I get up to the first window, and she quotes me a price, to which I say, "Are you sure you have that as a double?" So I already knew I was in trouble. And she looks, "Oh no, they had it down." I said, "I'm so sorry. We'll go ahead and we'll fix that." I'm like, "Okay, you go ahead and fix that. Thank you." And because I'm honest that way.
Right.
Plus, I knew that if I did that, I would only be... I mean, I'm getting charged for a single, but I don't want a single. I want the fucking double. So, anywho. So, the car in front of me had to probably be the most fucking redneck hillbilly bunch of yahoos that I ever in my fucking life. Because they sat there, ordered the whole fucking store, getting all their goddamn 6 fucking huge-ass bags of food, pull forward a little bit, stop, yell in the fucking window. Next thing you know, here comes like a couple of fucking ice cream things. They inch forward, stop, yell in the window, and get like... I mean, it was fucking insane. And this lasted for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, seriously, motherfuckers, I actually honked.
Oh.
I was that guy. Yeah.
Oh.
I was at a level of pissed. So they finally fucking shagged their ass off. Get the hell out of my way. I pull up to the window. And then the gal was so nice. She's like, "Hi, sorry about that." I was like, "It's not your fault." Although, maybe it was, but, here again, I mean, could have been them, too. I don't know. But she's like, "I'm so sorry about that. Thank you for your pay." I was like, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay." She hands me my bag, and I says, "Fantastic. Is it a double?" And she says, "Yes. Yes, it is." I says, "Okay, great. Fantastic." And I get a large Coke. I figure, okay, maybe they're just recouping for the amount of time I had to deal with fucking Heckle and Jekyll in front of me, right? So then I drive from the McDonald's over to the car dealership, which is over by the bowling alley. So, I mean, it was a good, healthy jaunt away, right?
Okay.
And there were plenty of cars in there, so I just kind of parked to, sit and eat my lunch first. I reach in the bag, and I feel 2 boxes with my fries. And I'm like, wait, a double quarter pounder is not to be 2 single quarter pounders. What the fuck? Pull the shit out. Here I've got a Big Mac and a 10-piece chicken McNugget.
Mashed potatoes, gravy, and cranberry sauce. Woo!
All right.
Which, if I went and looked, I think it was actually more than that double quarter pounder meal was.
Probably.
Dollar-wise. So it was a fuck up in a good way. I mean, I was, hey.
Whatever. You did anyway?
Hell yeah, I did.
Right.
Well, except for like maybe 2 or 3 McNuggets. A man can only do so much damage.
Yeah.
But, hey, what the fuck ever. They got themselves a double quarter pounder meal. Like, win-win for everybody. All right. Well, if and unless you got anything else you'd like to discuss in this here first segment.
I think I'm good.
Oh, well, let's go ahead then. We will take ourselves our first break. We will come back with a little bit of FGS and some takes of hot. It's the Quad M Show, gang. Stay tuned.
Have you checked out quadmproductions.com lately? Quadmproductions.com is your direct access hookup to order the Enigma comic book series and download the Quad M Show podcast. Check the appearances page for upcoming events and contact us with any questions or comments. Don't be the only lonely soul who's missing out on all the fun. Visit us today at quadmproductions.com. That's quadmproductions.com. You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 2.
Welcome back to this here second segment of the Quad M Show. We're your hosts. I am TJ.
And Jason.
Welcome back to the show.
And this segment, as always, is brought to you in part by Mirror Salon and Spa. Now, I know you folks are out there and you're saying to yourselves that you see those pics online and saying, damn, how does TJ get that awesome hair? Well, a very small part of it's genetics, gang. The big credit, however, goes to Shauna and all the fine folks over there at Mirror. Now, if you're in the Helena area, get your reservations in today for all of your hair, nail, or spa needs. Walk-ins are always welcome. And if you get on in there, get yourself $5. That's 5 simoleons off of any service they provide. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
So what are you waiting
Yeehaw,
for?
salon and spa.
What the hell are you waiting for, people? Get on in there. That's Mirror Salon and Spa. Give them a call, 406-603-0644, or stop on in at 2043 Northwest Chance Gulch in Helena. That's Mirror Salon and Spa. One of these days, she's actually going to start listening to the show again and say, you know what? About that whole advertising thing that we got going on, maybe, just maybe.
Right.
But we'll see what happens.
I don't know. She might like Yeehaw Salon and Spa.
Yeehaw Salon and Spa. You know who I almost guarantee the first customer for Yeehaw Salon and Spa would be?
The Fred G. Sanford.
The Fred G. Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Morons.
You're a moron.
Idiots.
Idiot.
Dolts.
You're always this stupid. Did you take lessons?
The FGS Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
All right. Well, this one we're going a little bit to the northeast on this one, out of New Hampshire.
Okay.
New Hampshire. Let's see here. We get this ball rolling. Police arrested a man at a New Hampshire Planet Fitness.
Yeah, I read that.
You heard about this one, did you?
Yeah. I don't think you can get on the internet in the past week and not hear about this guy.
After he allegedly stripped down in front of the other patrons and then began exercising in the nude.
Oh, my.
Eric Stagno, age 34, was charged with indecent exposure, lewdness, and disorderly conduct after police responded to the, how do you pronounce that? Placetown, New Hampshire gym Sunday afternoon. In quotes, the story we got from witnesses was that the guy walked in, stripped down right there in front, left his clothes and belongings at the front desk, walked back and forth across the gym a couple times, and then started in over at the yoga mats.
Licking good chicken.
Says Police Captain Brett Morgan. Kind of makes me creeped out about the fact that, he went straight to the yoga mats.
Right.
Thank God I do yoga at home.
Right.
Clothed.
Right. With your own mat.
With my own mat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to disinfect very much.
The poor noob guy at that gym.
Noob or nude?
Noob.
Okay.
The new guy.
Yeah, the rookie.
Don't clean that mat. You got to clean that mat, dude.
No gloves.
Here's some paper towels and some stuff.
Some stuff. Get on with it, boy. When officers arrived, they say they found Stagno nude in a yoga-type position. Witnesses told Stagno's behavior made them feel uncomfortable, disgusted, sick, and unsafe.
Yeah, sure. That's reasonable.
It wasn't until he was doing the downward unneutered dog.
Downward unneutered dog.
If you're doing yoga and you're leaving skid marks, you're doing it wrong.
Right. Right.
Morgan told the Globe that Stagno kept to himself and didn't seem aware that he had upset the other patrons of the crowded gym. Police arrested Stagno, who is not a member of the gym, without incident. The only comment he made was that he thought it was a judgment-free zone, apparently referring to the ads online, the slogan for the company. According to the Planet Fitness website, their promise of a judgment-free zone refers to a place where people can feel comfortable regardless of their fitness level. Not so much of their lack of attire. Oh, Morgan told the Globe that Stagno had drug paraphernalia in his possession when he was arrested, but it wasn't clear that he was under the influence.
It wasn't clear if it was under. I think it's crystal fucking clear.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I saw the picture of this guy, fucking long-haired hippie, round glasses. Fucking, yeah. Oh, I think it's perfectly clear he was on drugs. I mean, we found drugs in his stuff, but we weren't sure if he was. Yes, he was. He took those fucking drugs. And he went into that gym and got fucking naked.
Just the way that you just described him. I'm just picturing fucking John Lennon during his fucking bed-in with Yoko Ono days. Oh, you're going to bring up a picture for me?
Let's find a picture. You continue. I'll find the picture
I will
for you.
will wrap this up. Stagno was released on bail and is due to be arraigned on the misdemeanor charges on September 21st in Plaistow District Court. All right, let's take a look and see our boy here. Oh, yeah.
Looks like Jesus on crack.
I was gonna say, I can name that. That is about as stereotypical of a fucking pothead as you could fucking get. He reminds me, like you've watched American Dad,
Right.
That would be Jeff when he's 40.
Bingo.
I was kind of going the other way, thinking fucking, just the long ass straight hair and the round glasses. I was kind of going John Lennon. No, that's full on the other route. Yeah.
Here's a better picture. There we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Kind of looks like the Rob Zombie you would get at Costco. It's okay, but it's still not Rob Zombie.
That's Kirkland brand Rob Zombie.
That's a bit harsh. Because actually, Kirkland is making the make.
Yeah,
I'm going to say it's more
Kirkland
like
makes the Harbor Freight version of Rob Zombie.
Bingo. There we go. Sam's Club.
All right, Harbor Freight. Congratulations. Oh, well, that's Eric Stagno, the Harbor Freight of Rob Zombies. Congratulations, you are this week's winner of the Frenchie Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
You dummy!
Oh, there's a show title right there. The Harbor Freight.
The Harbor Freight, the Harbor Freight version of Rob Zombie. Oh my God! You see that hairy critter fucking walking around, fucking swinging,
No thanks.
parking that granola and patchouli smelling body on a yoga mat. That's why DDP at home.
Yep.
Indeed you do. Oh, what say we get into some hot takes?
Let's do that.
News and notes from all four corners of the pop culture world.
And the sign gotta say hot! You gotta say hot! You gotta say hot!
It's time for some hot takes.
Oh, well, there really wasn't, a whole lot going on out there, unless, of course, there's plenty of shit that I'm missing, which, is certainly... certainly a very high likely of probability. But the big thing, obviously, was the last weekend. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. The San Diego Comic-Con was going on, and all the big to-dos and the happenings and all the whatnots were going down, because that, of course, is the king daddy of them all.
That'd be a fun Comic-Con to go to.
Well, it's the damnedest thing, too. I was actually looking at their registration, and here's another peek behind the curtain, the Quad M curtain, kids. So I was doing a little research, and I come to find out they, and please feel free, people, correct me if I'm wrong, because Lord knows you will. But it would appear that Artist Alley is actually free. First come, first serve. They have the jury pool that will go in and make the selections, but Artist Alley is free. But it's specifically like what kind of an artist are you? Penciler, inker, writer, whatever. So I honestly don't know if I tried at some point to try to get us in to San Diego, if they would allow us in Artist Alley, or if we would have to go a small press booth. I would still do the small press booth because of the simple fact the pricing is still comparable to that of a Wizard World. Actually, slightly less, if I remember correctly.
But here's a question: like, how far in advance do you have to?
Oh, like the minute registration opens, you got to get that shit in, Because here again, like I said, they do all their selections by jury. So it's like, I mean, you could be the first guy in there, but if they don't like what you're selling, they'll be like, no, And if you're a guy that's been there for 2 years, but you're still selling the same shit, they'll be like, no, you've been selling the same shit for the last 2 years. Bring something new to the table, and they'll select somebody else. So they're very much with that. And I mean, after looking at it, it's like I've always kind of like been on the fence about doing San Diego, just because of how it's more like Wizard World. Like after Chicago, I don't think I'm going to do Wizard World for a while because they're just they're so geared towards the pop culture side. Gotcha. That the comic book side suffers. So I think for my if I said yes, let's do fucking San Diego. Number one, I would honestly, want to make sure that I had 2 or 3 people, or at least 2 to 3 people working the booth. So it'd be like myself. Hopefully there would be enough advance notice that we could get you saved up for plane tickets and hotel, and a third person to come in. So that way, we can work in shifts because it's a 5-day convention. It's a long fucking convention.
Damn.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I could sit there and work a show that long, but you need to trade off, do shifts, go check shit out. You got to still have the wherewithal just to try to keep your fucking head straight.
Right.
Because I've worked enough shows with you. I know if you're behind the table too long, we got to get Bert a Snickers.
Hey, so?
Well, fuck you.
Go get me a Snickers.
But it would definitely have to be something that would be seriously planned out because of as long as a show as it is.
I didn't realize it's 5 days. Wow.
Yeah, because what they do is you've got Thursday through Sunday, right? Your standard like Wizard World Chicago, Wizard World Philly. I don't know if New York is the same way, but it's your standard 4 days. But they have a preview night that runs from like 6 to 10. And I don't know if that's strictly for VIP folk or whomever it may be. So yeah, you're working Wednesday through Sunday.
Wow.
So it's one of those deals where, okay, you got to make sure you got your shit saved up because, we paid for the booth, but then you got to look at airfare, shipping, hotel, and food.
Yep.
So it's something that I mean, I don't think I would look at it maybe that like next year, but maybe the year after, because then that way we could have the Enigma trade out by that point. And I've got a couple of ideas that we might be able to have, like, say, some other trade or thicker one-shot type books by that point. So having a variety of material by that time. So then that way there's more to offer, and they'd be like, okay, you guys got 3 titles, you got trades, good varying price points from single issues to the trades. Yeah, we'll let you guys in. We'll give you a sniff. So it's definitely that's when you're doing the big show like that, you got to plan ahead.
That's what with a big show like that, that's what I was asking, like, I mean, about how far in, like, is it like years or is it just a year to, I mean.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know when the registration, I think the registration for it opens like in October, I think.
Because, that's a big fucking, as far as what they are, it's a big one, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at anywhere from 150 to 180,000 people.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like I said, it's definitely. But here again, as far as sales numbers,
the entire population of Helena times 4.
Yep.
Showing up.
But how many of them would actually be coming through that way? Because a lot of them are your cosplayer. They're a lot of them they're just there to go see the panels and do all that type of shit. There's, like I said, they're there for the environment and the aesthetics, as opposed to actually coming in and buying shit. Mm-hmm. So it's like you really got to have that fucking P.T. Barnum, Vince McMahon, sales thing going on at that point too. But it's definitely, I at first I was like, no, there's no way in hell I'd ever fucking do it. But then after seeing like the price points And just kind of think about it, it's like, well, if we planned ahead, maybe. So if I looked at it, it definitely wouldn't be next year. It would be the year after. At the earliest that I would start applying. And at that point, it's like, okay, either we're in or waiting list. And if we're on waiting list, I wouldn't even concern with it going forward. But anywho, now that we've got business taken care of, so there was quite a bit that had actually gone on and was brought up at the old San Diego Comic-Con, and the big one that everyone's talking about still, and we had actually kind of broken news on that when we did the show last week, because I think we started recording like mere minutes after that story had broke, was of course James Gunn getting fired by Disney because of his fucking Twitter comments and all that shit. Yeah, I mean everybody is just going fucking just ape shit crazy about the whole damn thing, and it's gotten to the point. It was like the day after that we had recorded last week's show, and there was It was like I said, it was within 24 hours. They had the hashtag rehire James Gunn movement that was going on Twitter.
Sure.
And then I was reading a bunch of shit here too that like fucking oh Christ, I can't remember the actress. She was the fire chick in Hellboy.
Liz Sherman?
The gal who played Liz Sherman. Who's the actress?
Selma Blair.
Thank you. Okay, Selma Blair. Okay, thank you. So yeah, part of that whole fucking rehire James Gunn deal was like Selma Blair. She was the first one to start popping off, and I think she said that I'm done with Twitter now. See y'all later, Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. So she's there doing that. Batista was another one that totally fucking went off on Disney for firing James Gunn.
Batista?
Yeah.
Oh.
Your boy. Batista.
Batista, I like Batista.
But he went off basically calling Disney a bunch of idiots. I think his thing went, let's just go find a nice, caring, giving individual who's salt of the earth, may have made a couple mistakes with some bad jokes, and just totally fucking shit can him and fire his ass. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do today. Oh, and by the way, for all of you future tweet readers and morons, this is a joke. So he obviously didn't say hashtag Disney or anything like that, but he made it pretty fucking clear. So and now like the other actors in there have shown the support, but just not as verbal and not as strong. So I know where my opinion lies on it. My thought on it is the guy fucking made a mistake, made a fucking a couple stupid jokes. I'm the master of fucking making stupid, inappropriate jokes. The only difference is I can edit that out. Right. If I'm worried about hurting feelers, we can cure that issue for the show. But I've said crazier shit and worse shit than he fucking said in those Twitters. And to me, it's one of these things where you can't have it both ways. So to play devil's advocate on it, it's to me it's no different than everybody freaking out about fucking Trump saying, "Just grab him in the pussy." Because guess what? He said, "Just grab him in the pussy," and he still got fucking elected president. Okay, James Gunn, he can sit there and just in a smart ass, offhanded fucking tweet say the great thing about being raped is not being raped. And I think he should still be able to. I think he should still be in there. He should still fucking have a job. He should still be in charge of the next Guardians of the Galaxy. To me, it was a stupid mistake. He's owned up to it. He's apologized for it. Maybe let it simmer for a month and let it settle down. But there's enough of a fucking movement out there. People fucking want him, and I'm not like all gung ho about it. But based on the first two movies, I would still want him to stick around and do it.
See, all these people got to do is just unite under the idea that they won't fucking go see the next Guardians movie unless he's in it. Or in on it.
It didn't prevent them from making Solo. It didn't prevent them from giving us Last Jedi.
It is Disney.
It is
right.
Disney.
That's right. They don't really care about their fans. I forgot about that. There's other movie studios out there that kind of listen to their fans and stuff, you know?
Disney doesn't. The mouse does not care of
It
these
doesn't.
things.
The mouse is like, this is what you get. You'll like it because it's the mouse's dick.
Oh, take it, bitch. Oh.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Fucking fuck you, Steamboat Willie.
Gosh, I didn't even spit on the tip. Oh. I never thought I'd see the day where I fucking did the Goofy voice 2 shows in a row. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Balls deep, bitch. Oh, yeah.
Right.
But so, yeah, I mean, I think we're kind of on the same page there that, the Quad M show supports hashtag rehire James Gunn.
Rehire James Gunn or else. Or else.
Or else I won't buy popcorn when I go see it.
Or else you might ruffle some nerd feathers. They'll be angry. They'll write angry things on the internet.
and flame you. Heaven forbid you get flamed.
Yeah. Paper shredder.
Yeah. In further San Diego Comic-Con news, there was quite a bit of shit out there that I really did not faze me whatsoever as far as stories go. But I knew you'd be interested in this one. With the old panel over there in Hall H during the Friday afternoon of the convention, the cast of Star Trek Discovery, along with co-creator and showrunner Alex Kurtzman, executive producer, blah, and upcoming guest star Tig Notaro. Okay, anyways, yeah, they fucking give all the shit about people I don't even care about. Let's get to the goddamn meat of the story here. Hit the stage on Hall H to preview some of what's to come in the second season of said Star Trek Discovery. There was a trailer which was mostly hype, coupled with the revelations that Captain Christopher Pike would indeed be waltzing in and taking control of the Discovery from interim Captain Saru. Am I pronouncing that right? Saru? Saru? Okay. We also learned that CBS All Access will be adding Short Treks, a series of short-form episodes that will debut monthly alongside the main show and expand on the backstories of characters like Saru and Tilly, as well as the Trek universe at large. Finally, but perhaps the most anticipated news came in between those two major drops. One was the confirmation that Spock would indeed be showing up in Season 2, as many had wondered. The other was a totally unexpected spoiler from new cast member Anson Mount, who plays Pike. The new season would also do a bit of necessary retconning and bring back Number 1, the female second-in-command from the original Star Trek pilot, whose role was scrapped by the studios in favor of Leonard Nimoy's Spock. Yep. Mount also spilled the news that new Number 1 will be played by none other than Rebecca Romaine.
Yes.
Yummy.
I know.
So you had heard about that? You had seen that on the... Did they show that on the trailer? Or?
No.
No? Okay.
I didn't see it.
But you did hear all the news and the speculation on there.
And I did watch the Season 2 trailer.
Uh-huh.
And...
so what do you think?
If you remember right, when I did my review a time ago, I said I wish there was more like bridge crew interaction other than like the 1 or 2, maybe 3 main characters that get on the bridge.
Sure.
And from the trailer, it looks like there is more interaction. You get more bridge crew interaction. More Star Trek and what?
more Star Trek and less Trek Star. I don't know
whatever.
how to say it.
And as far as that Pike coming on board to command, it's going to be, I'm curious. I hope it's good. Mm-hmm. That's basically all I can hope for,
Right.
But
did they tease that at all at the end of the first season, or
at the end of the first season? Remember,
I haven't watched, so and I don't know.
I was telling you about it. How on the end of the last episode, the Enterprise showed up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And how I was saying that I didn't really like it all that much because I kind of thought it was going to be just I thought it was like more fanfare than actual story-driven, plot-driven.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
That was just fan fluff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but, in the timeline, we knew that it wasn't Kirk on the Enterprise, that it was Pike commanding the Enterprise.
Right.
Yeah. And since he's got a number 1, that means Kirk isn't even, he's still not in command of anything.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just, if he's even there
He's
yet.
probably like Ensign Kirk.
Go for Kirk. Gopher.
Yeah.
If he's even on the ship yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing there, too. Because it depends on which timeline, continuity-wise, I want to go with now that you've got the Kelvin line, the main line, the mirror, the this, the that, and the other thing.
I'm even confused, dude.
It's basically just, it's like I tell you with Spider-Man, just fucking watch it, enjoy it, and fuck continuity. At this stage of the game, fuck continuity.
Yeah. And I can't remember if it's there might be some sort of other Jean-Luc Picard Star Trek coming on too.
Like the younger years?
No, I don't know.
Or like him, because
Patrick Stewart is coming back as Jean-Luc for some sort of Star Trek thing, I think.
It would have to be some kind of a time warp deal. Because I mean, fucking how far ahead? It was like 200 years after the first series that the Next Generation took place. So it's not like
or it could be a this timeline relative, like a ancestor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
So it's like Pierre-Francois Picard.
Right.
But even then, I don't think I think if I remember correctly, I think he was like the first in his family to go. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna fucking complain that Patrick Stewart, whether it's as a time displaced Jean-Luc Picard or an ancestor thereof or predecessor thereof. Yeah, I guess ancestors would be the before guys, and your descendants are the ones afterwards. Yeah. That's how it works.
Nope. Reprising his role as Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
On Discovery.
No.
Oh, it's a totally different deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then in that case, that throws any kind of time travel shit out the window. That'll just be a different whoop-de-doo hootenanny.
But yeah, I just remembered that when we were started talking about the Star Trek.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
So do you think you're going to check out any of those short treks?
I probably will.
Just to see what...
See what they're about, yeah. Like I said, in my while ago, Tilly was one of my favorite characters.
Right.
And she was in the previews, so at least Tilly's back. Dude.
So Bert's a happy camper.
Yeah.
Bert's in for the second season. We'll dip the toe in and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then finally, what I always look forward to come San Diego Comic-Con time is the movie trailers. I always that's where my heart goes towards. It's like, okay, what are we gonna see? And there wasn't any of the Marvel shit, which I'm thinking 90% of that is because here we go talking about the fucking mouse again. But I'm thinking it's predominantly they're going to save that for the D23 or whatever because last time they called it D23, so I don't know if it's D24. I don't know what they're fucking calling it. But the Disney convention. I think they'll hold off and show the trailers there for Captain Marvel and Infinity War Part 2.
Gotcha.
And whatever Star Trek shit they'll throw our way and whatever other fucking reboots they want to try to dole us with. Oh, you didn't like the Star Wars? How about we go ahead? Because they've been rumoring like fucking Bradley Cooper is Indiana Jones for years. I'd actually be okay with it.
With Indiana Jones? I don't know.
Dude, it's like, someone was sitting there whining and crying about, oh, you can't take Robert Downey Jr. out of Tony Stark. That just ain't gonna work. And my thoughts are, motherfucker, people said the same thing about Sean Connery and James Bond. And we've had, it's a role. People can, you can drop them in, try it out, see what happens. Sometimes it fucking works, whether you like the campy Roger Moore or not. I mean, I loved fucking Daniel Craig and Pierce Brosnan as James Bond. Were they Sean Connery? No, but they were good and had their fucking place. And to me, it's a role you can put anybody in that fucking suit as long as they've got the acting chops and try to make it their own. That's all I can ask for.
Right.
And I think Bradley Cooper, good looking young man, throwing a little bit of that Rocket Raccoon voice that he likes to do a little bit. I think we could have a good Indiana Jones for this generation. I wouldn't be opposed to it. It'd be better
don't ruin Indiana for this generation, because
they already did.
No, not for us.
Crystal Skulls, dude.
See, that didn't happen, really.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. I'm not the only one.
It happened, but
we don't acknowledge that it happened.
Yeah. No. Sometimes they drop the bomb, and that time they did. And
well, as I'm sitting there and I'm working, doing my Enigma work, I had the Indiana Jones box set that I was sitting there fucking playing along. I only watched the first 3. And I always forget just how good Last Crusade is.
with Sean Connery and
yes.
stuff. Yeah, it's like one of the... Yeah.
I was fucking giggling like a motherfucker when old Indy says, Jesus Christ, and smack!
That's for blasphemy.
Right.
And you come to find out that they fucking both tagged the Mata Hari spy chick, the chick of the movie. Like, trust me, you can't trust her. There's a reason why I know these things. They're having their little moments, like telling Harrison Ford, "It's a night that I'll never forget," and starts kissing me. And because they're back to back in the chairs, like, well, I thought it was all right too. Oh. No, I mean there were so many reasons why those first 3 were. The obvious fucking reasons why it was better. Number 1, no Shia LaBeouf. Number 2, the fucking critters were real. You didn't have fucking CG ants.
And the fucking monkeys swinging through the trees.
Yeah, it's just the ridiculousness of all that type of shit, if the rest of the movie was okay, I would have been willing to forgive the whole I'm going to survive a nuclear explosion by getting in a fucking fridge.
That's not how it works.
I could, it's movies. I can let it go. I can let that go. I can suspend my disbelief, but only so far. Then the rest of the movie had to happen. And
it just had to.
And I'm just like, you know what?
Right.
No. I say thee nay. So yeah, that Crystal Skulls never fucking happened. Same thing as I'm watching Rocky. I got him up to Rocky 4. I'll skip 5. And I'll watch Rocky Balboa. Because that was a good one. You ever see it? Were you ever a Rocky fan?
The Rocky movies were pretty okay. They were,
just because I know you don't like the talkie.
They were good movies, but they weren't. They didn't affect me as much as you, I guess.
I think Apollo's going to do it this time.
Right. I'm more the guy that has the Rambo box set
I've got
the shelf at home with the metal case and stuff.
Oh, it's right over there. Yeah. Yes, I'm all about the movie collections. Oh, yes. But yeah, no, and I'll fucking watch Rocky Balboa because that was a fucking good one. I didn't watch Creed, and I have no interest in watching Creed 2, either one of those. Because, it's just basically, Rocky's in it, Sylvester Stallone's in it, but it's not Rocky. It's, not so much. Even when we saw the trailer for Creed 2. Killed by Daddy. God, I can't remember what movie it was we went to, but they had the fucking trailer for Creed 2.
It was.
And he's fighting Drago's kid in this one. Yeah, no.
What movie? What movie was that we went to? I don't remember. It was a movie.
I don't remember if it was Ant-Man and Wasp, or if it was Ant-Man and Wasp.
It
okay,
was.
Okay, because I couldn't remember if it was that or if it was the Infinity War. I can't remember. All I know is the big dramatic reveal of fucking the Drago robe, and I'm like, no. Nah, I'll stick with what I got. Hey, you gotta fight him because he kills your dad. I'm getting punchy just thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, I digress. We had ourselves some trailers that came out.
Yeah.
With the old San Diego Con of Comics.
Yeah.
And, just kind of going through here, I don't know if we did discuss it on the show at all or not, but, one of the four that really stood out to me, number one would be Disenchantment, which is the new Matt Groening joint.
Yeah.
Since he's dealt with the present and the future, well, now it's time to go medieval on our asses.
Pastorama.
Now, I haven't seen. I'm assuming. Do you know offhand? Have you done any studying up on this? Is it going to be a Fox show?
I have no idea.
Okay.
The only thing I saw was the preview.
Just the initial trailer and stuff like that on it. Yeah. So I mean that's one we'll have to figure out and see where it's at because. It's Matt Groening, so it's going to be genius.
And if Titanius Englesmith doesn't show up, I'm going to be angry.
Oh, he will. If nothing, Futurama is about fan service. What'll probably end up happening, just to give everybody the nod, it'll be a case of he may not show up as a character, but probably like in fucking like jousting tournament posters and shit. And it'll be like a fucking knight, where the actual armor and the fucking visor is down and it looks like Bender, type of a deal. It's kind of what I think will happen, but we'll see. I don't know. All I know is, fucking between The Simpsons and Futurama, he's knocked it out of the fucking park.
Yep.
I remember when Futurama was first, they were first advertising Futurama. I'd see like ads in Wizard magazine, and I'm like, I don't know about this show.
Right.
This just looks, I don't know.
Yeah, Futurama turned into one of my favorite television shows.
Here we are fucking 20 years later.
Yeah. Still Futurama.
I'm helping.
It's the goddamn ringtone on my phone, and Bender is my fucking lock screen and wallpaper.
Oh, we are such fanboys. Let's see. So from the other guys, and I'll save what I think is the best one for last. So next up, Godzilla King of Monsters.
Right.
I think I've got kind of a diversive anger the fanboys take on this one. But what did you think seeing the trailer for Godzilla?
Yay, another Godzilla movie.
Well, I'm actually of the mindset of another Godzilla movie. I'm okay with that.
I don't know. I don't think I'll go to the theater and see it. I'll probably wait.
I'll end up going because I love me some Godzilla. Mm-hmm. I think the only one that I can say is I'm not a fan of is that anime Godzilla they've got on Netflix. It's like they just released the second season of it.
Huh.
Not that good. Not that good.
The trailer, I'll say the special effects or whatever look pretty freaking like epic. Like
to watch it in XD will be phenomenal. The fucking big, huge ass fucking screen for it. Effects wise, the monsters. Because the deal on this is that it's. I guess I don't know if they've got the licensing to be able to use all the separate monsters they were able to back in the old days, but it clearly looked like Mothra to me.
Right.
And Gamora, not Gamora, but I don't know, fucking Gamma Rama Ding Dong or whatever the big huge ass fucking dragon that you saw buried in the ice.
Yeah.
Was
it Gamora?
I want to say Gamora, but I don't. Because you got
remember.
Guardians of the Galaxy on the brain, so I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about, though.
Yep.
But the shot of Godzilla coming out from the fucking water with his head lifted up and the atomic blast. Fire just fucking coming out. I'm like, yeah, this fucking looks awesome. My biggest problem is going to be the actors and the story, based on what I've seen with the trailer. The first red flag came up right at the very beginning. The world has changed. It's like, okay, I see where this is going, and they didn't disappoint. Humans are the virus. We've caused too much damage. Okay, yeah, you're going full eco on me.
I picked up on that too.
You guys are already fucking doing it. Because don't get me wrong, Godzilla was always about, he was created because of our mistake with the nuclear and the atomic age. I get that. That's the fucking premise of how he was created. But to sit there and have the fucking woman just sit there spouting off about how we're a fucking disease, we need to unleash the virus, sounds to me like she actually wants all of us to fucking die.
Right.
Sorry, but I have a little bit too much of what I like to call survival instinct. To have some fucking hippie that's probably dating the guy getting all naked at Planet Fitness.
And the Earth is fine. It's just fine.
Yeah. And we've got to unleash the Titans, and it becomes this whole fucking thing. And of course, you got to have.
What are the Titans gonna? Are they gonna like? They're still gonna kill the tree huggers too.
Exactly. They don't give a shit. Well, maybe they'll take one bite and be like, patchouli,
Right.
you know. But the final flag on it. I mean, you hear the world has changed. Okay. We're a virus, and we must unleash the beast to cleanse the earth of our evil. Okay, fine. The final nail in the coffin. And I fucking hate it when movies do this. This pisses me off to no extent. When they have to have some bullshit fucking tagline that nobody would ever fucking say in any situation at all. Freddy versus Jason, when the bitch says, "It's Freddy versus Jason, place your bets." Who the fuck's gonna say that when you got fucking Freddy versus Jason standing right in front of you getting ready to fucking do the thing? No! Nobody! And here you got fucking middle-aged dude with his fucking tie all fucking up here. All hail the king, or whatever the fuck he said. the whole fucking, the king is here, or long live the king, or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, don't, please. If you want to do that for the trailer, fine. Okay, I get it. You want to have that little bit of melodrama hyperbole. Don't ruin the movie with bullshit lines like that.
It's like Jurassic Park got it right. When Malcolm goes, life finds a way. And
and he's been able to say it for 5 movies now, so. Maybe that's an impression I should work on. Shitty Jeff Goldblum.
Shitty Jeff Goldblum.
You know, because life, it finds a way.
That it doesn't even like ring a Jeff Goldblum bell or anything.
Well, yeah, and that's because I'm shitty Jeff Goldblum.
You sound like you sound like Woody Allen doing a shitty Jeff Goldblum. That's what you fucking sound like.
Thank you, shitty Jeff Goldblum.
Performed by Woody Allen.
It's the king of all hail the king. Yeah. So will I go see it? Yes, because I want to see those monsters and that destruction on an XD screen. Will I have very low expectations for story and acting? Yes, very, very low.
You can't put high expectations on the acting when you're going to a Godzilla movie.
That Godzilla from, what was it, 2014?
So?
Pretty damn good.
That doesn't mean shit, dude. This is Godzilla. You cannot.
No.
It's about Godzilla. It's not about the people.
I know. It's like going to Expendables and expecting Academy Award winning performances. No, you're there for the explosions. You're there for the boom and the shitty catchphrases. Yeah. So, anyways, yes, low acting, writing, low effects, very, very high. So, I got that. Let's go ahead and get this shit wrapped up. Shazam! Which appears to me like I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be Wonder Woman good, but I think it'll be a movie that we can all agree will finally be a fun and joyous DC movie from the looks of it.
Right. The thing I kind of remember about the Shazam comics is they were more. What's the words? Lighter.
Lighthearted, fun.
Yeah. Type. They weren't as like intense as some of the others. Do you understand what I'm saying?
It was never goofy. Like it wasn't like goofy, silly, ha ha, wink, wink type shit. Mm-hmm. But it was just it wasn't dark, and it didn't take itself as serious
Yeah.
as like Superman versus Luthor or Batman versus Joker.
That type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I'm discounting the 50s when they had to go campy because of the bullshit. But yes, no, yes, very much.
And they seem to have, according in that preview, it seemed to have that same feel.
Mm-hmm. And that's where I think the only problem that I'm going to have with it is that Dwayne Johnson or The Rock as Black Adam won't be making his movie debut in this film. It'll be in the next Superman movie as Black Adam, which I'm kind of like, you're taking Captain Marvel or Shazam's greatest fucking villain, his number one nemesis, and putting him against Superman. I don't really agree with that a whole hell of a lot. But hey, I'm more along the lines of just give me a fun, enjoyable DC movie that we can all just enjoy. So I'm looking forward to that. And then finally, on the movie preview docket, the one that I'm of all of these that I've listed thus far, the one that I am really looking forward to, Glass.
Yep.
What do you think?
It looks interesting. Yeah, like the first, the one before it was Unbreakable, right? And then
the one right before this is basically this is like the third part of a trilogy. Yes, the first one was Unbreakable.
Right.
Yes.
And then what the second one was the
Split.
Yeah. I haven't seen Split. I didn't know there was a second one. I thought when I heard about this one, I thought it was like the second one. I didn't know there was already a second one.
Well, and that was the genius thing about Split, because I haven't seen it yet either.
Okay.
But unfortunately, with things like the interweb, spoilers we're gonna fucking get out. Because when it first came out, all I'm thinking is, okay, it's another fucking M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong movie, which means it'll be fucking really good until the end. But the thing is, I love James McAvoy. I think he's a fucking awesome actor. Say what you will about Wanted. I liked him in Wanted. Say what you will about the current X-Men movies. I like him as Professor X. I think as an actor, I really do dig on his acting style. And so here's Split. Okay, he's playing the role of a dude with multiple personality disorder or whatever the fuck they call it, dissociative, whatever. They have to make sure to change the fucking names every 20 years to keep it fresh. But so he's got like 22 multiple personalities. And I think in the movie you actually only get like 6 of them. But it's like, okay, so he's basically playing 6 different fucking characters and is able to well define them each. Fantastic. But then it was when I fucking don't at the ending. Oh my god, the ending. I was like, okay, fine. Since I probably won't go to see it, what's so big about the ending? Then they make the big reveal about Bruce Willis showing up at the end, looking to hunt him down because his most dangerous personality is the Beast. And so Bruce Willis, his character from Unbreakable, had heard about it. And so he was going to go on the hunt. Foreman was like, no shit. So they did finally fucking make the sequel. And then word started coming out about this Glass being the end of the trilogy, as it were. So yeah, before this movie comes out, I didn't get watching the trailer on it. I didn't get the actual start date as for when the movie comes out, but we'll have to make sure we watch Split beforehand, because I think your interest is peaked enough. I'm a fan of Unbreakable, a huge fan of Unbreakable. This is definitely going to be a go-to fucking movie. We won't get full on motherfucker from Samuel L. Jackson in it, but
let's check out Split first, and then
I don't know. It might be on Netflix. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
We'll have to look. We can look during the break. We'll see.
10-4.
And and then finally, as we wrap this guy up, I just want to make one other thing. And I know we did this as a pick of the week a long ass time ago. I'm kind of sad in the fact that I am going to be in Chicago when the Happy Land Murders premieres in movies in the theaters. So what we're going to end up having to schedule a time that week before the show to go see it, so we can talk about it for the show.
Oh, that's the Muppet Murder movie, isn't it?
Yes, that's the Dirty Muppet movie. Yes.
Oh yeah.
So we will. It premieres the weekend that I am in Chicago, so we will have to go to it sometime that week after I get back.
Okay.
So we can have it fresh and talk about it on the show. There you go, kids. Even more behind the fucking curtain talk with your host at the Quad M Show.
Behind the curtain.
the dirty green curtain. All right. Well, let's go ahead here. We will take our third and final break. We will come back with some Reddit fun. Squad M Show, gang. Stay tuned.
In a city where corruption rules the streets, only one man can stop the serial killer known as the Blood Bandit. James Kurt, a former police officer turned private investigator, must race against the clock to stop the madman before he achieves his ultimate diabolical goal. When JK's brother Alex is thought killed in the line of duty and mysteriously returns with no memory of his past life, the stakes are raised even higher. Enigma, the comic book series from Quad M Productions, written and illustrated by TJ Damon, with colors and effects by Jason Vickers. Enigma. Order your copy at quadmproductions.com today.
You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 3.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of this
Right.
Quad M Show. We again are your hosts. This is TJ.
And Jason.
Losers, in other words.
Well, and this segment, as always, is brought to you in part by DeeplyDapper.com. Now, you've heard us go on and on about all that sweet merch that you can pick up over there at DeeplyDapper.com. Original art prints and books, vinyl-wrapped metal flasks, custom key hangers and light switch plates, as well as those handmade soaps, all based on your favorite nerd world pop culture properties. But there is so much more. Tell us all about it. I will. You get yourselves on over there to deeplydapper.com after you're done listening to us here at the Quad M Show and check out the 3D Podcasket as well as the Robot Kraken podcast. Do yourself a favor, get on board, get on over there, help a brother out because his shit is too good not to be seen. Once again, that is deeplydapper.com. Deeply Dapper, better living through tentacles.
10 tickles.
10 tickles. Did we give up on the squid jokes?
There's only so much you can do with squid jokes.
You can fry them, you can flay them, you can there's a lot of ways you can do
Barbecue.
There's a lot of ways you can do squid jokes, Forrest.
No, I guess there isn't. We didn't run out.
Well, oh well.
Yay, we didn't run out.
Ooh, Squid Joke Creole, yay! You know who else loves Squid Joke Creole?
Reddit.
Reddit Fun with Jason!
Reddit Fun with Jason.
Joke Creole sounds like an answer to this week's question.
Please, good sir, do tell us, what do the Hive Mind have for us this week?
Well, I think we're going to hear a lot of Bloodhound Gang lyrics here. But what is the grossest way you can refer to having sex?
You know, and when you're giving me this, and I was trying to fucking, it's one of those ones where you know you've got one, but it just for some reason isn't popping in your mind. So I'll just have to go with a variation on it, and that's taking a trip down the old dirt road.
Taking a trip down the old dirt road.
Like I said, a variation. It's a type of sex.
One I've always liked for years was bumping uglies.
Yeah, but that's not really gross.
It's all I got.
Because that was one that popped in my mind as well. And I said, no, that's not gross. That's just, bumping uglies,
Right?
As opposed to doing the old slish and slosh or what the fuck ever. I mean, I don't know. So tell us, what does the Borg have to offer?
The Borg. Oh, you will find out.
Yes, I will.
Glazing the meat flaps, says MetaPython. Hot beef injection, says Oof Badoof. Parking the beef bus in Tuna Town, says Decadent Beaver. Got to nail her back at her trailer. That rhymes. Crotch puke in the ham clam, says Brad Siemens.
Jesus Christ.
Crotch puke in the ham clam.
Crotch puke in the ham. Dusting off the ham and meat curtains.
Cluttering up her butter glutter. Or wait, no.
Her butter glutter?
It's a tongue twister. Cluttering up her butter gutter. Cluttering up her butter gutter. Husky Britches said that.
Husky Britches.
Oh, filling your guts with a hot plate of porridge, says Catch144.
Oh, Sterner Guts. That's another. Okay, there's another one I'd forgotten about. Okay.
And is this thread just going to be Bloodhound Gang lyrics? Says Coob. Coob lol. Smashing Pissers, says Immunition. Throwing a little clam in the cave. Crazy Reverse R. Marinate the nether rod in the squish mitten.
Squish mitten.
Says Alt Volt and Bloodhound Gang. Yeah, marinate the nether rod in the squish mitten.
Are these so have these all been Bloodhound Gang lyrics?
A lot of them. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not all that familiar, so.
Well, Herknav says verbing the adjective noun. Making love, absolutely disgusting, says Frederick Lang.
Gross. Making love.
Oh, being up to your nuts and guts, says Chopper D. Being up to your nuts and guts.
I think that's our winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I don't think so. Winner, winner, sheen dinner.
Oh, no. That might be the winner, because
I think that's the winner because we've been giggling the longest over this one.
Yeah. So that'll be a short but sweet. Reddit is fun.
Oh, we're closing it off now.
Might
are
as
we?
well, dude.
Oh no, we can go a couple more.
Because while we were laughing, I was reading, and it's not as good as
It's not as good.
it's not as good as up to your nuts and guts.
How can you be squish mitten and up to your nuts and guts? Give me one more. Give me one more. Let's see how much the bell curve has dropped.
Trying to find one that's not a Bloodhound Gang lyric.
No, okay.
Genital to genital warfare. Get some stank on the hang down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know that one from the old
Sharky 678.
the ghetto version of the Peanuts cartoons. If you ever watched those from Most Offensive Videos, you might have seen that. I might have forced you to watch one or two of those back in our roommating days.
Just trying to get some stank for my hang low.
Stirring the stink hair stew with the purple pocket ladle.
Jesus Christ!
Plum K fan says, an older lady, 70 plus, once described sex at her age as shoving a marshmallow in a piggy bank.
Oh my God! Ew.
Damn! Joe, man, that's the nastiest thing.
I think the horrified look on my face. Ew.
That's where we're going to quit.
I think that's where we can end on top, baby. End on top.
Oh, no. That's
Oh.
fucking good.
Jesus Christ. Thank you, Reddit. Thank you once again for providing us with the giggles.
So, I have an idea.
Okay.
We'll pose next week's Reddit question on this show, asking people to write in or whatever their idea.
Ooh. Okay.
See if anybody that actually listens will
Play the meet it or beat it game?
give us a response.
I think we can do that.
Okay.
I think there will be some Facebook and Twitter posting as well.
Okay.
All right.
Since we're going to do that, next week's Reddit question is, you're tasked with destroying the world in the most creative way. You have unlimited resources and no resistance. How do you do it?
How do you do it?
How?
Okay. So once after this show posts, obviously for you listeners out there, feel free to send your comments. You can email it to us at Gmail or quadmcomics@gmail. I will also post it on our Facebook page, and you can respond on that Facebook post. And you just go to the facebook.com/quadmcomics. And I will also pose that question on the Twitter @quadmcomics. And just leave the comments below.
Yeah.
If any of you folks are listening on the YouTube, I know there's a couple of you, like one or two of you, not many. YouTube hasn't built up very well, but it will at some point.
It might, yeah.
It will at some point, but those folks listening on YouTube, place your comments there. Yeah.
Wherever.
So
Wherever you listen, leave a comment.
Plenty of venues to do, and before we record the show, I'm assuming next Friday, depending on, because I think you said you were leaving Saturday for the concert.
Might be, yeah.
So,
still not exactly sure. So, yeah, we'll find out.
So if we get it hammered out, we can either do the show a day early or, whatever we need to do, we can do it. But, yes, so all of the various places that we will propagate and promote this question, and we'll see how it works, and maybe it might be something we do for Reddit Fun in the future.
Maybe.
As an ongoing little thing for all you kids at home that are digging the show. All right, so before we wrap things up, Picks of the Week. Do you have anything for Picks of the Week, good sir?
Oh, fucking not really, dude. Not really yet.
Okay. Well, just so we have something, I did discover a show, and it's actually been on for a couple years. But, hey, if you just discover it, well, guess what? It's new to you. And so there is a YouTube channel called I believe it's just Comic Tropes. And that's just Comic Space Tropes, Tropes. And this guy, his name's Chris. And it's not the most technically out there type YouTube show. It's just basically him in front of his wall of various comic book portraits. And he discusses the various tropes of specific authors or writers, specific artists, or specific comic book series. And if you're a comic book nerd, they are actually pretty fun to go and watch. And, like my favorite game on it is to list my 5 tropes. And 9 times out of 10 will pretty much match up, and he may have a couple others that will continue down the line. But it's cool, it's insightful. Not that I'm trying to put a shine or put over our boy Derek, but it's not as well researched. There's a couple things where I've kind of dinged on, but I'm not the guy that's going to sit there and fucking make the comments in the YouTube either. It's like, hey, I'll take it for what it is. And I think the between it's not as well researched because he'll take like one book and just kind of base the tropes off of that, but also too, the only other knock that I would have on it is the fact that, and I think it's more of a generational thing, but the mispronunciation of words that you should not be mispronouncing, and it drives me up a fucking wall when people do that. Like I was watching this one today, and they were talking about some issue. He was talking about some issue of the old Marvel Comics, Star Wars series, and he kept pronouncing Viscount as Viscount.
Huh.
Because it's obviously spelled Viscount. It's like a regal position type thing, but it's not Viscount. It's Viscount. Or like when people pronounce it as niche because it makes them sound more, fucking educated. And it's like, no, it makes you sound like an idiot because it's pronounced niche.
I pronounce it niche.
Do you? Really?
Because a niche and a niche it's not the same.
Yeah, no, they are the same thing. Your niche in life, you're finding that niche, your little spot in the world, this little specific little type of thing. It is NICHE, niche. Yes.
No, niche is NICH. Niche is NICHE.
No, you're thinking notch, NOTCH.
No, you're thinking knife, KNIFE.
You're thinking pterodactyl, PT. Hold on, PTERO.
Hey, PTAR, I think.
No, pterodactyl. It's PETRODACTYL. Pterodactyl.
We're Googling that. PTERODACTYL.
Thank you.
Indeed, you were right.
God damn it, there are some things in this world I know, and that's how to spell pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Goddamn right. All right, so with that, good sir, do we have anything left to pimp, promote, propagate, or pander?
No.
Well, that will wrap it up for this week's episode of the Quad M Show. As always, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on any of those podcast-catching apps that you use. Those are always important. Once again, like us on Facebook, follow us on the Twitter, follow us on the Instagram, particularly with next week's Reddit Fun question. Participate, kids. We want you to play along, God
Yes,
damn
please.
it.
How would you destroy the world?
With unlimited resources and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And we look forward to all those responses. And so then next week, we're going to read them all. And until that time, this is TJ.
And Jason.
And we will see you all later, gang. Take care.
You've been listening to the Quad M Show. Copyright 2018, Quad M Productions. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quibbles, or concerns, email us at quadmcomics@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at quadmcomics.
Dash for the dawn, late for school. Maybe so, but you're no fool. Make a quick fast, it's a breakfast. Only fast, yeah, quick fast. A piece of toast and one of these. Some peanut butter or a slice of cheese. Milk or juice to wash it down. It's a fast, quick